Yesterday we started a give me a break investigation into car crashes. How it happens. Who causes the most crashes? What are the causes of these car crashes? And what if any can be done? We looked at an example here in Corpus Christi that happened a few days ago when there was an accident on the Harbor Bridge, and there was also an accident on SPID. But the question remains: how does it happen? And will it ever end? But now there is more to this. There's more to this. Just 9 hours ago, there was a fiery car crash. Just 9 hours ago in Iowa, 4 people died in a fiery car crash in Marshalltown. In Marshalltown, Iowa, 4 people passed away in a car versus utility pole crash after their car caught on fire late Friday night. This was last night. Officers with the police department responded to a report of a car versus pole crash around 11:12 p.m. in the 1800 block of South 6th Street. When first responders arrived, they found a car that had stuck a utility pole and was on fire. The 4 occupants of the vehicle passed away at the scene of the crash. Their names have not been released at this time. And 1 person had died of a head-on crash in Lucas County. In Lucas County, 1 person died of a head-on crash Friday evening. At the same time, at around 6:30, emergency crews responded to a report accident on 200th Avenue, just north of 405th Lane. According to the Iowa State Patrol crash report, Amy Fennell, 56, was traveling northbound 200th while Valley Ross, 22, was driving southbound. Fennell crossed over the center line into the southbound lane, stuck Voss' car head-on. Both Fennell and Voss were transported to a nearby hospital. Voss was later released from the minor injuries. Fennell passed away from injuries in the hospital. And now the victims have been identified in that latest car crash. The victims were Adrian Lauren, who was 13, Isaac Lauren, who was 16, Let Lopez, 15, and Yanitza Lopez, 17, all passed away at the scene of the crash. They were students in the Marshalltown Community School District, and the district released a statement following a letter saying, "We are deeply saddened to learn the deaths of the 4 Marshalltown CSD students in a vehicle accident on the evening of Friday, November 4th. The students lost include 3 high school students and 1 middle school student. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the students' families, friends, and the entire school community. Mental health professionals will be available to students, families, and staff members from 1 to 3 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, November 6th, at both the high school library and the middle school library. Additional counseling support services will be available throughout the week at each school as deemed necessary. Please feel free to contact. Please feel free. There will be a prayer service at St. Louis Church this evening. We ask everyone in Marshalltown, these students' families, thoughts and prayers, respect the difficult time. And around 11:12 p.m., officers responded to a car crash. This car crash is still investigation, and if you have information, just contact that number. And keep you posted. In Las Vegas, 1 bicyclist killed, another injured as a driver fleeing crash hits multiple vehicles. The person who accused drunk driving, his name is Marcos Francisco. He's facing charges of drunken driving, a hit and run, and a crash that ended in East Flamingo Road of South Maryland Parkway shortly after 5:30 p.m. The crash is still under investigation, and the end of the bicyclist is pending. And just 28 minutes ago, the elderly couple was injured in a Boxborough crash. And 1 hour ago, 1 killed in a fiery multi-car crash on I-90. For the Washington State Poll. The East Side Fire Rescue. It's late tonight. It's a development story, and we'll keep you posted as well. Now, as for that other one, elderly couple injured in a Boxborough crash, these crashes happen for a reason. Car crashes happen because long-way lanes, drunk driving. Drunk driving is the most cause. Distracted drivers. And all these car crashes are caught on tape. Like craziest car crashes caught on tape. Investigation still underway in Savannah after car crashes into a pole. So that investigation still underway. So let's take a look at this. And icy roads lead to a vehicle crash in Denver. And that's what causes these icy. That's another cause. Icy roads. That's what the cause of it was. And 2 days ago, a father and son was killed in Woodland and kills the crash. And all these car crashes are caught on tape. I'm not going to play these for you because there ain't going to be there'll be another half hour going, and I ain't going to be doing that. So. In fact, in the future, we'll talk about texting and driving and how it can be stopped because it's the cause of these car crashes. What happens when fish goes from the sea to your restaurant? We'll find out when we return. Please stay with us. Do you eat fish? I eat fish. I love fish and chips. But do you realize, how fresh is your fish? You may be surprised to know that sometimes the fish ain't fresh and may not be coming from the sea to your restaurant. Here's Lisa Guerrero.
You might be surprised how fast some restaurants get fish from the sea to your plate.
Just how fresh is the fish you're eating? How fast does it really take to go from the sea to your dinner plate?
Big Daddy.
Our day starts at 6 a.m. in Boston Harbor, where this fishing vessel has just docked. The captain of the America, Torrey Bramenti, is overseeing the process as his crew offloads Atlantic haddock they just caught from the Gulf of Maine.
We put them down in the fish hole, all cleaned and washed, and we put a layer of ice, layer of fish.
After the haddock is hauled up, it's sorted dockside by size and weight. This morning, someone special showed up for a personal inspection. The chief culinary chef of Legal Seafoods, a fish chain on the East Coast, whose slogan is, if it isn't fresh, it isn't legal.
Looking for a fish here. It's got really clear eyes, super bright red gills, so it's really fresh.
The fish gets packed back on ice and sent over to their partners at North Coast Seafood for inspection and processing.
So here's our fish that we selected and tagged earlier. Now we're going to process it.
It's cleaned and filleted.
Doesn't get any fresher than this.
It's a beautiful piece of haddock.
Less than 7 hours from the boat, the fish makes it into the frying pan at the Legal Seafood Kitchen in Boston.
Give it a quick inspection. We've got Chef Patrick here with us. He's going to prepare Anna's baked haddock.
The preparation for the catch of the day. The catch of the day is pan-seared with a butter crumb crust. The result, a signature dish, baked haddock a la Anna.
Baked haddock.
How are you?
Great.
Good.
It's our baked haddock caught today.
So, how does it taste?
It is so fresh.
That is delicious.
And that's how you know your fish should be. If you're not eating fresh fish, you should ask the owner of your restaurant how fresh your fish is. The fish is. Or what types of fish are I don't know. Okay. How well do you know your crosswalk buttons? Here's an investigation that reveals that buttons or crosswalks are actually old and don't work. Because we all have to use our crosswalks, period. There ain't no excuse.
They're everywhere. Buttons that are supposed to make the light change faster.
But do any of these buttons actually work? To find out, we did some testing.
At this popular intersection in Miami Beach, it normally takes 63 seconds for the light to change, and you have 30 seconds to cross. So what happens when you push the button? Absolutely no difference whatsoever. At this intersection near Temple University in Philadelphia, it took 60 seconds for the light to turn red. On the next go-around, we pushed the pedestrian button. Once again, it made no difference.
This sign is lying to people.
In New York City, there are hundreds of crosswalk buttons, and just about all of them do not work, like the one Lisa Guerrero found by the Intrepid Museum, the scene of President Trump's dinner Thursday night.
It doesn't change how fast I'll be able to cross the street.
It makes no difference whatsoever.
Sam Schwartz is the city's former traffic commissioner.
This lady right here, she wants to press the button so they can cross the street. Can we tell her, ma'am? This doesn't work.
It doesn't work. I didn't know.
They used to work, but not anymore.
Why don't they just remove them?
It's a cost.
So the next time you hit that button, there's an excellent chance it's a total wasted effort.
This is false advertising right here. This is wrong. It's wrong.
It is wrong. So if you feel like it's not working, then talk to someone. You may be familiar with the case of the grease police. Up next, how investigators hunt down these cooking oil thieves. And I should know. Stay with us. Okay, it's the stuff that makes you fry chicken and french fries in. The tasty gold grease. What if you realize that grease is actually liquid gold with money? Here's Lisa Guerrero with an Inside Edition investigation.
It might be the most bizarre crime ever.
The hoses in the container.
Thieves stealing, of all things, used cooking oil.
Cooking oil is very valuable. I can't say enough how important it is.
These Chicagoland restaurant owners say they had no idea the grease that makes their Bona fries and Brown's famous fried chicken so tasty is actually liquid gold for grease thieves.
I didn't think the value was that great that somebody would come and steal it.
I would have never have thought that there were people out there stealing grease from restaurants.
Authorities say organized crime rings have made millions pumping used cooking oil out of special grease bins like these located behind most restaurants.
Wow. Look at that loaded grease.
The crime was even spoofed in a Simpsons episode.
Hey, you're taking our grease!
It's our grease now. We run the grease racket in this town.
But now the thieves stealing grease across the country have a target on their backs.
They call us the Grease Police.
Frank Scoggins used to bust bad guys as a Texas cop.
And we're just looking for the suspects.
Now retired, he leads a special task force nicknamed the Grease Police.
There were so many thieves in some areas, it's just impossible to secure these lids.
He and his team were hired by Darling Ingredients after tons of used cooking oil they refine and resell was getting hijacked from their grease pins across the country.
He's into a container. He's putting a hose in it. That's going to be ours.
Inside Edition investigative producer Charlie McElravy was invited along to see the Grease Police in action.
This happens lightning fast.
Yeah, he came in here. He wasn't here just a few minutes. And he's skimming, so he's getting straight oil. So he pumped about 6 inches.
We picked up the trail of this alleged grease thief operating outside Chicago in broad daylight.
He's prying up the edge. He's putting a hose in it.
We tailed him as he made stop after stop to suck up grease.
I'm right behind him, gonna get on, and then I'm gonna pull back.
His route took him some 150 miles all the way from Chicago to Holland, Michigan.
This looks like this is about the 8th container he's hit today.
We were waiting for him when he walked out of this gas station.
Excuse me, sir. We're with Inside Edition. Have you been stealing grease all day long?
No.
No? We've been following you in your truck as you've gone behind restaurant after restaurant and are pumping out grease.
He didn't have much to say.
Sir, are you just a grease pirate going around stealing grease from people?
No, sir.
So the Grease Police called in the real police. They stopped his truck and put him in cuffs. Altogether, Scoggins says he allegedly stole nearly 500 gallons of grease, valued at almost $1,000.
I want the thieves to know that if you think you're going to come out and steal cooking oil, we're coming after you, and we're going to get you.
That alleged thief bonded out of jail, but now there's an active warrant for his arrest because police say he failed to show up for a court hearing.
Wow. Next time, don't steal grease. because it costs a lot of money. I mean, this one's for all the girls. You wear makeup, right? But do you know how, but here's a question for you. Getting your makeup, do you know if your makeup can spread germs? Take a look at this.
Before the crisis, women didn't think twice about going out and testing the samples at the makeup counter. But has that stopped now that everyone is so nervous about germs? Well, you may be surprised what we found when we visited some stores this week.
In the wake of coronavirus, we sent Inside Edition producer Sarah Chatta to makeup stores all across New York. And what she found is disturbing.
That looks like someone took a bite out of it.
Watch as this woman picks up one of Kylie Jenner's lipsticks, rubs it all over the back of her hand, closes it up, and puts it right back on the shelf for others to use. And it wasn't just at this store.
Looks like people have been sticking their fingers in that or something.
Despite an international pandemic,
The entire top of this lipstick is fuzzy.
we found used and dirty makeup testers at some of the nation's largest retailers.
So we're at Sephora in New York City, and we just saw a woman take this lipstick, put it all over her lips, put it right back here. It's been 10 minutes and nobody's come to clean it up.
Watch as one employee carrying a dirty broom and wearing latex gloves uses not one, but 2 different makeup samples before putting them right back on display. At Ulta Beauty on New York's Upper East Side, we watched as these women shoved their fingers into 5 different makeup samples. At Bloomingdale's in Soho, we found lots of dirty lipstick.
You can see the little black fuzz right on the top. There's a used eyelash curler. You can see the little bits of mascara.
Dr. Elizabeth Brooks, professor of microbiology at Rowan University, was shocked by what we found.
If any of the women sampling that makeup had herpes or even the coronavirus or a simple cold virus, all of that can and will be transferred to the next person who applies that to a port of entry.
But it wasn't all bad news. At Bloomingdale's flagship store on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, we watched as employees disinfected countertops and changed out samples. At New York's super swanky Bergdorf Goodman, employees were taking it one step further.
All of the testers have been taken down in the past 10 minutes.
Bagging up and throwing out tens of thousands of dollars in inventory.
All the stores in our report tell us the health and safety of their customers and employees is their top priority. Since the coronavirus outbreak, both Ulta and Bloomingdale's say they have increased sanitation measures at their locations. But all those stores have now announced they are temporarily closing due to the crisis.
Due to the crisis. Still ahead. Your garage door is probably an easy fix. But what if you realize it's just a simple wire to be hooked or a simple wire to fix? That's not what these employees think. Also, are these claw machine games rigged? We're going to find out later. Stay with us. Now an investigation that could lead you into spending a lot of dough. Your house is your king, but do you realize that repairmen charge hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars up the top, and then you expect to pay a lot more? Tonight we're going to look into one of these cases, starting with the garage door. Do you realize that your garage door is not working, and yet the employees are sitting around doing nothing, and yet they charge you up the bill for sitting there doing nothing? Here again is Lisa Guerrero with an Inside Edition hidden camera investigation.
From above, it looks like any other house in lovely Montclair, New Jersey. But this house is watching you. Come on in, let me show you around. We've installed more than a dozen hidden cameras. In this water bottle, the screws in the wall, behind two-way mirrors, they're everywhere, even in my glasses. All the images are being fed back to our secret command post. Now we're about to put some home repairmen to the test. First, we enlisted the help of two garage door experts, Mark McManus with Doorboy and Andrew Chimino with Christie Overhead Door.
So the garage door itself is in perfect condition. Everything is in perfect working order.
Next, we created a minor problem the experts say any repairman should be able to instantly recognize and fix.
We're going to purposely misalign one of the sensors. This is going to make the garage door not close. This should be a simple fix for any door dealer that's not trying to rip you off.
To fix the problem, all you've got to do is realign the sensors, and just like that, it's fixed. Then I booked appointments.
Can somebody come out tomorrow to take a look at my garage door? It's not shutting.
When this technician from Sears showed up, he goes straight for the sensors and fixes it in a flash.
That took him what, 30 seconds?
All that takes.
So it was as simple as just turning the sensor. It was a very easy fix.
Thanks, dude. Great work. 5 other repairmen also honed right in on our sensors and fixed them for a small service fee. Thanks to all these guys, too. But look what happens next.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you,
Lisa.
This guy is from a company called Garage Door Repair.
My garage door isn't working. Okay. Let me take you around and show you. This should be working from all the way back here.
I hand over the remote and let him get to work. He also spots the sensors, but when he comes back inside, his diagnosis is grim.
2 sensors are dead.
The sensors are dead.
So what's he doing?
Well, he's basically trying to rip her off.
So those need to be replaced no matter what.
Exactly, no matter what.
Oh man, do you want to go and show me?
Yes.
Back in the garage, he delivers more bad news.
So the gear over here is about to break, and the sensors are dead.
No, they're not. His price to fix it all today?
How much? $720.
But instead of hiring him, I had some questions.
Were you just trying to sell me sensors and a motor that I don't need?
You don't need the sensors? It's dead. I don't need to take a picture of me, I'm sorry.
Weren't you trying to rip me off just now?
No, that was a total ripoff. There's absolutely no reason for any of this to be replaced.
But look what happens next. These two guys check out the sensors and seem to fix the door, but then he says this.
I already know what's wrong.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yes,
you want to show me?
It's an electrical problem.
It's an electrical problem.
Right, press it. All right, you see that?
Yes.
That's letting you know there's a malfunction in the unit.
And that's completely untrue.
So about how much is this going to cost?
$475. I will use a coupon from online. I could do it for $400.
$400.
Fixed, all in. If you do cash, no tax.
Time to reveal who I really am.
I'd like to know if you just tried to charge me $400 to fix a circuit board that doesn't need repair.
The garage door opener is not working.
He insists the opener is broken.
Are you guys trying to rip off people?
No, we're not.
The most important thing a consumer should really know is that there are predatory companies out there. So make sure you do your homework.
Alright, now it's time for those water heaters. How well do you know your water heater? It's a safety issue that if it leaks, it's a gas thing. And if it gets near a fire, boom, house explodes, you're dead. So how well do you know about this? And do they rip you off? Once again, here's Lisa Guerrero.
Deep inside the house that's watching you sits this hot water heater. Before surrounding every angle with hidden cameras, we called in the experts.
It's in great condition. This is in perfect working order, and it's definitely not broken.
Steve Ciara with Honest Plumbing and Heating, John Heine with Heine Plumbing and Heating, and Bill Diamond with Diamond Plumbing and Heating all say, although it's older, it's in top condition.
So can we create a small problem that any tech worth his salt would be able to come in and fix like that?
Absolutely. It's very
Show
simple.
me what we can do.
Well, we could loosen this up right here.
By doing that, we created a small water leak.
The only water here is coming from this nut.
Correct.
And we could tighten it with this wrench.
Yep.
That's it.
Simple as that.
So, will they fix this simple leak, or will they try to sell me a new water heater?
There is an issue with my hot water heater.
7 plumbers all quickly discover the leak and fix it with a simple turn of the wrench.
You don't need a new water heater.
This technician didn't even charge us a service fee. Great work, guys.
Yeah.
As for this plumber, well, check it out for yourselves.
This thing is cracked.
Before even examining the heater, he had bad news.
Oh, it's broken for sure. It's cracked for sure.
It couldn't just be a leak from somewhere else.
No. Usually, like I said, it'll crack from up top, it'll crack from the side, leak from the bottom.
And the price for a new water heater?
Somewhere around like $1,500.
Time to pull the plug on this plumber.
Let me show you something. See this wrench? All you have to do is tighten it up using this wrench, and the water stops. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that what you should have done to begin with?
I mean,
He's like,
I really didn't want to fidget with
whoop-de-doo.
anything. Like, come on.
Our expert says that's a lame excuse and believes
His goal today was to sell a hot water heater, and that's unfortunate.
he later told us he was a new technician and made an honest mistake. This plumber was also quick to hand out bad news.
You need a new water heater.
I want you to go.
You can tell already,
Yeah.
and it definitely has to get replaced.
Definitely, 100%.
But check this out.
Now it looks like it's fixing it.
Back in our control room on hidden camera, we watch him appear to fix the leak.
So it's definitely broken.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Total cost?
Somewhere like 1,700 altogether.
Time to tell him this house has been watching him all along.
I'd like to know why you tried to sell me a hot water heater that I don't need.
This is broken right here.
That's not broken, that was loosened.
I tried to show him the easy fix.
Does this need to be replaced?
My professional opinion, it needs to be replaced.
Is it broken?
Yes.
It's not broken.
Yes, it is.
He told me that it was broken. I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, 100%. What's your response?
It's absolutely 100% wrong.
Then it was on to his next job.
That last plumber's boss told us they weren't trying to scam anybody, but that since the water heater was old, they said it was fair to say it should be replaced.
Coming up, more classic investigations from the great Lisa Guerrero. Don't go away. Just 2 days ago, a boy, a 10-year-old juvenile, threatened to shoot up a school like Oxfordshire Ethan Crumley. The 10-year-old from Lake Orion, less than 10-minute drive from south of Oxford, reportedly told another student at Paint Creek Elementary on October 28th, "I'm going to shoot up the school Ethan Crumley," according to Fox 2. His father unsecured the guns at home. The student was taken out of school and he spent the night at the Oakland County Children's Village, where he's described as a safe, structured, therapeutic environment for youth that includes secure detention, dismissal, and shelter care. His father had unsecured guns in their home. Okay. How about Uvalde, Texas? According to the Texas Tribune, the state could allow panic buttons, automatic locks, and bulletproof windows top the proposed safety rules after Uvalde's shooting. The TEA announced Thursday a plethora of proposals that would, among other changes, require public schools to install silent panic alarms, automatic locks, and secret doors. Other proposals include inspecting doors on a weekly basis to make sure they lock and can be opened from the outside only with a key. 2 emergency radios were also to be tested regularly. Schools will need to add some sort of vegetables so visitors can wait before being let in, and all ground level windows will have to be made with bulletproof glass. So laws could be happening, and we'll know pretty soon. Continuing our classic investigation. Do you know if your non-stick pan works? These pans are made of Teflon, so they're non-stick. So really, does a non-stick pan work? Here's Lisa Guerrero. Here again is Lisa Guerrero.
You've probably seen the commercials. Now Lisa Guerrero puts the Blue Diamond pan to the test.
You need Blue Diamond, the non-stick fry pan infused with millions of diamonds.
The commercial seems incredible. A pan that nothing sticks to.
We cooked an egg on both surfaces. See the exceptional difference.
The egg slides right off.
We torched this bubbling, boiling candy apple coating. Watch it slide off the pan in seconds.
Even melted plastic utensils don't stick.
They slide right off. Amazing.
So, will the Blue Diamond pan live up to the commercial? We're gonna put it to the test. Okay, this smells amazing.
Celebrity chef and author of the new book, Rocco's Keto Comfort Food Diet, Rocco DiSpirito, helped us out.
Rocco, we're gonna do, you've heard of the Battle of the Bands? The Battle of the Pans.
Just like in the commercial, we didn't use any oil or butter. First up, the egg test. In the commercial, the egg slides right off Blue Diamond.
In a pan like this that claims it's got a really great nonstick surface, it shouldn't stick at all.
But when we did it, the egg not only stuck to the regular pan, but also to the Blue Diamond pan. Nothing like the commercial.
The first time, it's not sliding off like it did in the commercial.
We tried it one more time.
And it's not moving around on its own.
This is not what it shows in the commercial.
Next, the cheese test.
Cheese.
Rocco put a good helping of cheddar cheese in the pans. Will it work like the commercial and just slide right off?
Cheese is notoriously very sticky, very difficult to get out of a pan.
On the regular pan, the cheese sticks, but when we try the Blue Diamond, it does slide off.
Hey,
Wow,
it worked.
that's pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
In the commercial, extremely sticky candy apple coating slides right off.
We're gonna
Yeah, we're gonna
completely burn it.
burn it from the top and bottom simultaneously.
Whoa.
We did the same test.
Let's see if it slides out of the pan or not.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Here's the big test.
Ready?
Yep.
It's sliding out pretty well. Not sticking.
That's pretty close to what it looks like in the commercial. Rocco, my favorite part of the commercial is when they melt plastic utensils.
Melted party plastic stuck to the pan, they slide right off.
Will it work the same way for us? We let them melt for a while. Then,
Let's try it. Oh wait. This is not like the commercial.
finally, the hammer test. In the commercial, the regular pan dents, but not the Blue Diamond. Let's see what happens when I take the hammer to the pan.
All right, give it a whack, Lisa. Ouch.
Uh-oh.
Felt that in the bleachers.
It dented.
Yeah,
It dented. Oh boy.
pretty serious dent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this pan is out of commission.
Rocco, overall, how did you think this pan performed?
I think as a piece of cookware, it performed really well. It's got a great nonstick surface. Compared to some of the claims in the commercial, it doesn't match all of them.
Uh-oh.
The pan's makers say they stand behind it 100% and that the pan has over 1,000 five-star reviews. They also say follow the instructions to use a little bit of oil or butter for best results.
Okay, that's the best result. If you're going to get that pan or a Teflon pan, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. All right, claw machines. You go to a claw machine. Do you expect it to be rigged? Take a look at this from 7 years ago.
You see them everywhere. The claw machine. Kids love them so much, some even climb inside to grab a prize, only to get trapped.
Hey, how you gonna get out?
If you've ever tried a claw machine, you know it's not easy. YouTube is filled with videos like this.
Oh my God!
Imagine going nuts over a cheap stuffed toy. This woman was even brought to tears when she finally won a prize.
I was just like feeling that this was gonna be the time.
Come on, grab it. Sometimes there are amazing things inside. MacBook Pro. But have you ever noticed how truly difficult it is to emerge victorious?
Come on, baby.
Think about it. How often has the claw grabbed onto a toy and all of a sudden just drops it just before reaching the receptacle? But what you may not know is many of these claw machines can be rigged so that you can't win until they've locked in a hefty profit. Reporter Phil Edwards exposed the secrets of the claw machine for the website Vox.com. Are these claw machines rigged?
Yeah, I'm afraid to say the answer is yes. They are rigged. Every vendor who operates one has a way of programming it.
So explain to us exactly how they do it. How do they control the machine?
Basically, there's a program that any claw machine owner can operate. Maybe about 1 out of every 24 times, there will be enough power sent to that claw. The rest of the time, you'll get that sort of weak, limp claw that most of us are familiar with.
Is he right? The claw machine can be programmed to make you lose? The claw didn't even clamp. To see for myself, I went to the Kids Village, an arcade for children in New Jersey. All the secrets are in here, right?
Right
All right,
here.
let's crack this thing open.
This is how we have it set.
Kathleen O'Boyle showed me how easy it is to program the machine.
If you move it all the way to one side, actually, the claw won't even close down on a ball.
Right. This dial adjusts the claw to be strong enough to pick up the prize. Then when it gets to the top, it weakens and the prize drops before you can win. So you can actually make this impossible for somebody to win.
Exactly.
We want to point out that that's not the way they do things at Kids Village. Wind up. That's perfect. Here, they want little kids to win and actually program the claw to make sure every kid comes out a winner.
Way to go!
So if you thought this was a game of skill, think again. Your machine could be rigged.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care, I'll probably still keep on feeding them money, just because it's a lot of fun.
And you could spend a lot of money on this. And I do mean a lot of money. Alright, finally. Do you like ice cream? Well, do you know how clean your soft serve ice cream machines are? To find out, we took it to find out years ago. Inside Edition tested it for bacteria. Did it have any bacteria or zero bacteria? Once again, here's Lisa Guerrero with an Inside Edition investigation.
This ice cream store in New York City, owner Jason Liu says one secret for great tasting soft serve ice cream is making sure the equipment is always clean and sanitized.
The cleaner the machine is, the better the ice cream actually comes out.
But other places may not always be as spotless. Check out these pictures of a McDonald's ice cream drip tray taken in Louisiana. It's covered with slimy filth.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, I've never seen something this disgusting.
This guy used to work at the McDonald's, but says he got canned after posting the photos online.
I asked my manager, I said, when's the last time y'all cleaned this? And she said, hurry up and bring it to the back before a customer sees it.
Well, we wanted to know just how sanitary is your soft serve ice cream and yogurt. So we did some testing. We took samples from 40 places in the Seattle area, from fast food chains to independent shops, and then had them tested for bacteria. 9 out of 40 samples had elevated levels of coliform, a critical indicator of an unsanitary condition, which by itself does not necessarily cause illness.
As a consumer, I would expect that my ice cream to be coliform-free. It would certainly be an indication to the restaurant that they ought to investigate their sanitary procedures.
Hi, I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition. We returned to Trove, a restaurant where we had ordered an ice cream dessert called Razzmatazz. It showed a bacteria count of a whopping 28 million. I spoke with the manager. We tested a custard that you guys have called Razzmatazz, and we found high levels of bacteria that show unsanitary conditions. Can you explain why that might be?
I have no comment on that right now. I'm not entirely sure.
Let me ask you a question you'll know. So, how often do you clean your machine?
Every day.
Next up, Menchie's, a popular self-serve yogurt shop where we found elevated levels of coliform. We ordered what's called a Reese's yogurt from you. We had it tested and we found bacteria that could indicate unsanitary conditions. Can you explain why that might be?
I cannot. I would have to investigate.
The owner was so concerned, he invited me inside to show that his machines are cleaned and sanitized regularly. He also gets high marks from the local health department.
Every machine here is labeled, so this machine gets completely disassembled and cleaned on Mondays and Thursdays. This one's Monday and Fridays.
So keep enjoying those treats, but you may want to ask how often the machines are cleaned.
Regarding that dirty dip tray, McDonald's says it's committed to providing customers high-quality food, service, and a clean environment. And they say that tray is designed to collect leaks and is required to be cleaned regularly, adding it doesn't come into contact with the ice cream. They also point out that that restaurant has a history of passing health inspections.
So make sure you get clean ice cream. Because if there's one thing in your screen, it's clean ice cream. That's Give Me a Break for this Saturday night going to Sunday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Monday. With rodents and bugs spotting them movie theaters. Ugh. And a question. And the real question, and the real reason why men's shirts buttons are on the opposite side. Remember, your body, your choice, and concentration, not strength. Good night, everyone.